Right now, somebody is hating on you. And you and me is what we gonna tell them. I'm in a whole different stratosphere. Vision is sharp and my path is clear. On my purpose plus I'm eloquent. Your opinion of me is irrelevant. I'm in a whole different stratosphere. Vision is sharp and the path is clear. On my purpose plus I'm eloquent. Your opinion of me is irrelevant. Doesn't matter what they say about me, cause I know God don't play about me. Rumors don't matter if they aren't true. The reason they mad is cause they aren't you. They aren't blessed, they aren't highly favored. They're just jealous that somebody made it. Words may hurt, but it didn't kill. And you can't break what you didn't build. Use these words as an affirmation. Don't let them distract you from your aspiration. Let the hatred feed your inner beast, but always keep God as your centerpiece.
What that mean?
You gotta be in B with it.
Always.
Don't stand for nothing, then you need to sit and watch the real soldiers take a risk. If you relate to this, then homie, make a fist. I'm in a whole different stratosphere. Vision is sharp and my path is clear. On my purpose plus I'm eloquent. Your opinion of me is irrelevant. I'm in a whole different stratosphere. Vision is sharp and the path is clear. On my purpose plus I'm eloquent. Your opinion of me is irrelevant. If the keyboard is crazy and the drum pad is kicking, you can pass me the mic. I'm about to start spitting. Will they love me, feel me, relate to me, lyrically, hate me, despise me, corrupt inside spiritually. It's the times that we're living in. No selling my soul, there's no giving in. I ain't waiting on a Judas purse. Train till the arms are bulging through the shirts. Get the picture, that's what cameras do. Protect what I own, I got hammers too. Prefer peace and I'm praying on it.
Club Shame, let Damon weigh in on it.
Use these words as an affirmation. Don't let them distract you from your aspiration. Knowledge and wisdom helps you free yourself, and success will find you, so be yourself. I'm in a whole different stratosphere. Vision is sharp and my path is clear. On my purpose plus I'm eloquent. Your opinion of me is irrelevant. I'm in a whole different stratosphere. Vision is sharp and the path is clear. On my purpose plus I'm eloquent. Your opinion of me is irrelevant.
I need y'all to say that every day. We on a whole different stratosphere. We don't give a damn what the haters say. Yeah, I'm out.
That an Israelite made it. The suckers gon' talk, the cowards gon' hate it. No matter what they say, I'ma go get it done. There's really no choice if you from where I'm from. Some people gon' be glad, others gon' be mad. You juicing off the hate and relapse, so you need rehab. I could show you things, all you see is the rings. Don't get blinded by ice, my brother. Pick a lane, learn a skill that'll get you very well paid. Investing in trades like a monopoly game. All you need is your brain and be willing to change. You'll have obstacles in life, but don't look at it strange. Adapt to your environments, get well-rounded. In the laws of the Most High, stay well-grounded. Things happen and life goes on. Let the haters hate while you stay strong.
Don't say I can't have it, 'cause that just makes me want it more. Number one status.
Number one.
I gotta do good every time before. Don't be mad at me when I get it.
Don't be mad, bro.
You gon' be mad at me when I get it done.
I'ma get it done.
Don't be mad.
Do what you need to do, there's the king in you. But if talent don't work, it won't be useful. I remember the times a free school lunch. Whatever we didn't eat, moms took it for our brunch. Pops was working hard, now I know how it feels to have extra. He used to bring us meals on wheels. If you know, you know. Free things was a major help. That's why anytime I get, I always try to help those who are in need, who know are sincere. It makes me feel good when they smiling from ear to ear. Let them be mad, I'm bearing my cross. All my failures was a lesson, never counted a loss. Edomites make way, cause they know I'm a boss. Sitting in the Lambo, while they sit in the porch. And they wondering how, so they try to converse. The ones that smile in your face are usually the worst.
Don't say I can't have it, 'cause that just makes me want it more. Number one status.
Number one.
I gotta do good every time before. Don't be mad at me when I get it.
Don't be mad, bro.
You gon' be mad at me when I get it done.
I'ma get it done.
Don't be mad.
No fame or fortune, no riches untold. I'd rather have Abba than silver and gold. But just give me a savior, my life he can hold. Oh, I'd rather have Abba than silver and gold.
Look how far the Lord brought him. I'm still in awe, cause look at how all them laws taught him. I should be upstate fit and going into the autumn. I needed salvation from self, all praises the Lord saw him. Now I'm moving different like my man Ace. I'm good now cause I can finally understand grace. I'm staying down, it don't matter how long the plan takes. My hands to the plow, it's only right that I landscape. I'm not concerned what a man makes. I'm full speed on this road in this vehicle, got no handbrakes. It's a rocky road and takes skills. I pray Yahweh Shai never let go of the wheel. That's what I call cruise control. Cause without them you can lose control until you lose your soul. Instead of chasing paper, try to make the fold. That's why I'd rather have Yahweh than my way to go. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
No riches untold. I'd rather have Abba than silver and gold. But just give me a savior, my life he can hold. Oh, I'd rather have Abba than silver and gold.
I'd rather have Yahweh Shai. That's the only name I think of when I prophesy. Now look at I, when they come to my peers, I put my pride aside and put the most high over things I used to idolize. Money, women, the S550s. Used to drive chef in a frenzy. Look how I was forming all them wicked and weapons that was against me. But most high came and he rinsed me immensely. Now I'm lifting my hands in a grateful way to the hills where my help come from day to day. That's the source of my strength, I'm not ashamed to say. Look how you took my crooked paths and you made them straight. Alpha and Omega, far from a dog. I'm on fire like the summer, far from the fall. If there ever was a problem, you the proper call. I choose Abba cause I know this kingdom got to fall. Yo.
Riches untold. I'd rather have Abba than silver and gold. But just give me a savior, my life he can hold. Oh, I'd rather have Abba than silver and gold.
I'd rather have Abba. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I'd rather have Abba. I'd rather have Abba.
Shalom, family. Shalom. Welcome back. Another Thursday night in effect. Mike Island, LOY, Colorado. Shalom, peace and blessings to everybody. Yeah, that's fine. So I've done this class for Colorado. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna put it out for everybody else. You know what I mean? Made in his image, right? A lot of people look at the Most High in a certain way, right? Like a physical image, right? You know, brothers and sisters would be like, oh, yeah, the Most High is black, so on, so on, so on. You know what I'm saying? Cool. But I'm going to go a little deeper than that, right? Go a little deeper than that because it's more than just a physical appearance. All right. Salakia. 1 second. Okay. Yeah, it's more than just a physical appearance. So made in his image is it's deeper than physical aspects, right? Yes, we can look at the book of Daniel and be like, oh yeah, the Most High is black. But I'm gonna go further than that. Okay. So with that, I'm gonna say this. What is a theophany? Does anybody know that? If you do know what a theophany is, put one in the chat. And I'll wait for just a second. Nobody? You can leave that open. All right. So obviously nobody knows, right? Let's go to it. There we go. All right. Y'all can see that, right? Let me make sure. Yep. All right. Y'all can see that. Theophany is a visible manifestation to humankind of God or a God. Okay. Now the reason I mention that is because the Most High is spirit, right? Most High is spirit. So when you have a visible manifestation of the Most High, and manifest means to be made known, okay? For those of y'all that don't know, manifestation means to be made known. So literally, like if I send my son to one of y'all house, and I say, go ask them for some sugar. You know what I'm saying? So if I say to my son, go to Sister Tahara's house and ask her for some sugar, right? And when he comes over to Sister Tahara's house and be like, hey, my dad said, that is a manifestation. You see what I'm saying? It's me being made known through him now. Okay, so theophany it works the same way, right? So with the Most High, he's gonna have an image that he presents, right? No one has just seen the Most High face to face. You see what I'm saying? No one has just seen him face to face. No.
Hey.
Salakia. One second. Salakia, y'all. My red ordered some food and she ran to the store. Salakia. Okay, so all right, so that's a manifestation, right? Is to be made known. Okay. When you have people in like Christianity, right? They'll be like, oh, Yahushua, they ain't gonna say Yahushua, but gonna say Christ is the essence of God, or they're one and the same. You know what I'm saying? It's the essence. They have the same essence. Blah 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 blah. You see what I'm saying? So let's look and see what these words mean, right? So a lot of them will say that Yahweh has the nature of God or the essence, right? So here you go. And this is the one I want, not this first one, because this has to do with plants, animals, landscape, so on and so on, right? So nature. The nature of something is the basic or inherent features of something, especially when seen as characteristic of it. You see that? Characteristic of it. You know what I'm saying? So even when us following the Most High, right, and we keep the law, statutes, and commandments, so on and so forth, right, we have those same characteristics. You see what I'm saying? So we can actually say that we carry the nature of the Most High if we're following the Most High. See what I'm saying? Let's get another. Let's get essence, right? Essence of something. The intrinsic nature or indispensable quality of something, especially something abstract that determines its character. You see that? So when people in Christianity try to be like, oh, Christ has the essence of God, so they're the same, and so on and so on. Excuse me. You see what I'm saying? Like I said, we can carry all those same things. Right? And that's what people don't understand. So if you get a Christian that tries to hit you with like the Trinity and mentions the essence of God or the nature of God or any of that type of thing, we do too. Okay? So being made in his image goes further than just the physical appearance, right? Let's go here. Let's go to the book of Genesis, chapter 1. Right? And verse 26 and 27. Okay. Genesis chapter 1, verse 26 says, and God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness. There you go, right there. You see that? See, a lot of things are overlooked, right? So when we go into likeness in Hebrew, demut, it says similitude. In the likeness of, like as, right? You see, so Let us make man in our image after our likeness. I'm not even going to get into the R. That'll go into the whole nother thing, right? And let them have dominion over the fish of the sea and over the fowl of the air and over the cattle and over all the earth and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. So God created man in his own image. First, I don't know how many of y'all ever really went into deep dives with like Priest Daniela, but you see this italics. This says, so God created man in his own image. That's something that's added. It's not in the original manuscripts. Okay. So let's read past it. So God created man in his image. In the image of God created he him. Male and female created he them. You see that? So when people try to look at Eve, right? Like, oh, see, this is when he created a woman. Nah, right here in this verse, it's already male and female. Like I said, we ain't gonna get into that deep of a dive, but it's deeper than what people think, right? Deeper than what people think. Okay. Salaki. All right. Let's get another one. Let's go to Genesis 5. And 1. Right? It says, this is the book of generations of Adam in the day that God created man. In the likeness of God made he him. Right? We already seen in chapter 1 and chapter 2 that Adam is here. But right here it's saying, in the day that God created man in the likeness of God. You see what I'm saying? What I mean by that is you have this creation, man and woman, right? But there was a certain point that the Most High made him in his likeness. So when you go to Genesis chapter 2, that's the breath of life, right? Which means it came with like knowledge and wisdom, understanding, so on and so forth. Matter of fact, let me pull it. I just thought of this. And let me see if I can pull it up for y'all. Okay. So first, Salakia, y'all. Salakia. Give me one moment. Hopefully, I can find it. If I don't find it, forget it. Okay. I'm only going to take a couple more seconds, and if I don't find it, oh well. It's in the Apocrypha. All right. You know what? We're not going to worry about it. Yeah, we're not even going to worry about it. All right. So that's your breath of life, right? When he gave us knowledge, wisdom, understanding, so on and so forth, right? Adam was supposed to be in rulership. Adam was in power. He just messed up. See what I'm saying? So that's what it was. So the likeness we already seen was the similitude of the Most High. See what I'm saying? Being made as him. So like I said, us having that likeness, us keeping laws, statutes, and commandments, so on and so forth, so on. You see what I'm saying? That is us being in his image. You understand that? So, like I said, it's not just the physical appearance. It has to do with righteousness. See that? Let's get Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, and verse 29. All right? Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 29 says, Lo, this only have I found, that God hath made man upright, but they have sought out many inventions. Right? So he made us a certain way. That's the made in his image. You see what I'm saying? For those of y'all that don't really understand, when you have Adam and Eve, right? Adam is not just speaking of a individual, also speaking of mankind. You see that? So with other people being there, with other men and women being there, what he did was chose a person or people that he gave certain things to. That is the made in his image. You see that? So when it says that he was made in the likeness of him, you already see a separation. You see what I'm saying? There's already a separation. There's a set apart people right there. Something that we got to remember is the Most High always chooses and sets apart certain people or a certain person, or, you know, whatever the case may be. You see what I'm saying? It's like, we'll say Abraham, right? Abraham had 8 sons, but the Most High only chose 1. See what I'm saying? Noah had 3 sons, but the Most High said, I'm the God of Shem. You see what I'm saying? It's always a picked people. So even in the beginning, so to speak, he was already choosing. Right? Let's keep going. Let's go to Genesis. Let's go back to Genesis chapter 1. Genesis chapter 1 and verse 20. Right? Verse 20. And God said, let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creature that hath life, and fowl that may fly above the earth in the open firmament of heaven. And God created whales and every living creature that moveth, which the water brought forth abundantly after their kind, and every winged fowl after his kind. And God saw that it was good. Right? Do birds come from water? You see what I'm saying? Everything came from the water. This is the 5th day. Everything came from the water. Even us. You see what I'm saying? Now, when you go deeper into it, into Genesis, you see what I'm saying? That 6th day is when he picked and then put his image on that person, on them people. You see what I'm saying? That's what it was. That's what it was. You see what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all ever been into a deep dive like that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna tell y'all, I actually learned that from priests. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't even know that. You see what I'm saying? Let's get the book of Second Esdras, chapter 6, and verse. I started 47. Matter of fact, let me pull it up so that way y'all can see. So y'all know I ain't full of it. You know what I'm saying? So y'all know I ain't full of it. Okay. Oops. Let's get book of Second Esdras, chapter 6. All right. There we go. Chapter 6 and verse, I'll start at verse 47. All right. This book of Second Ezra, chapter 6 and verse 47, it says, upon the 5th day, thou settest unto the 7th part, where the waters were gathered, that it should bring forth living creatures, fowls, and fish. And so it came to pass. For the dumb water and without life brought forth living things at the commandment of God, that all people might praise thy wondrous works. Then didst thou ordain 2 living creatures, the one thou callest Enoch, and the other Leviathan. For those of y'all that don't understand, when it's talking about Enoch right here, it's talking about dedicated and disciplined. So it's referring to a people, right? Leviathan is referring to the creatures in the sea, in the water. See that? So there was already a separation. It was already there. And this was what? Upon the 5th day. You see that? All right, let's keep going. Let's go to John. Oh, let me take that off. Okay, let's go to John chapter 6. And verse 38. John chapter 6, verse 38 says, for I came down from heaven not to do mine own will, but the will of him that sent me. Right? Yahushua is doing the things of the Father. Not that he is the Father. I don't know why Christianity keeps doing that. We already went through nature, essence, manifestation, so on and so forth. He is the portrayal of the Father. That's what he's doing. See what I'm saying? He is the one, he's the spokesperson. He's the image of the Father. Like I said, if I send my son, and I use Sister Tahara for an example. Sorry, sis. But you know what I'm saying? I use her for an example. You know what I'm saying? If I send my son, he is in the image of me. He is in my likeness. It's just like how we say, when we was growing up, we'd be like, you're an image of your parents, your representation of your parents, right? You're a representation of your parents, you're a reflection of your parents, right? So, you know, if that kid just bad, you know what I'm saying? They be like, oh, he ain't had no home training. You know what I mean? So that's what it's like. That's what it's going into. You see? And people don't really understand this. See what I'm saying? So made in his image, we have We're a reflection of the Most High. So long as we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? Let's get Jeremiah chapter 23. Verse 5 and 6. Jeremiah chapter 23, verse 5 says, Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will raise unto David a righteous branch, and a king shall reign and prosper, and shall execute judgment and justice in the earth. Who is this referring to? Yahushua. In his days, Judah shall be saved, and Israel shall dwell safely, and this is his name, whereby he shall be called the Lord our righteousness. Right? If you understand what a biblical canon is your measurement. So our Bibles is referred to as a canon, right? Because it's giving you the measurement. What we're trying to measure up to is Yahushua. That's what we're trying to do. See? Now I said that in John, it said, Yahushua said that he came to do the will of the one who sent him, right? I'm going to show you the will of the Most High. Let's go to Psalms chapter 40. Psalm chapter 40, verse 8 says, I delight to do thy will, oh my God. Oh yeah, thy law is within my heart. Right? We have to understand that the image of the Most High, Yahushua, was a perfect example for us. He was a perfect example for us. This is what we're trying to live up to. He is the perfect image of the Most High. That makes sense? Let's go to the book of Colossians. I'm going to skip a couple of precepts because I don't want to drag it out like that. Go to look at Colossians chapter 1, verse 14 and 15. Says, in whom we have redemption through his blood, even the forgiveness of sins. We all understand that that's Yahushua, right? Verse 15, who is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn of every creature. You see that? He is the image of the invisible God. Like I said, ain't nobody seen the Most High face to face. Even when you look at Moses, Moses asked to see him, right? Did Moses see the Most High? No. He saw his glory. See what I'm saying? He saw the back of his glory. Now I know brothers that will elaborate on that. I won't teach that because I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, he saw his glory, but he didn't see him face to face. Even when you look at, like I told y'all before, even when it says that Moses dealt with the Most High face to face, it's not literally like that he's sitting there with him. What that meant was the Most High didn't talk to Moses in parables. He didn't speak to him in allegories and similitudes and stuff like that. He was direct with him. That's what that means. Not that he sat there on his lap. You know what I'm saying? That's not what that means. You know what I'm saying? So the Yahushua is the perfect image of the invisible God. See what I'm saying? Let's get John chapter 1, verse 18. John chapter 1, verse 18 says, no man hath seen God at any time. Let me turn this. Oh, wait, no. There. No man hath seen God at any time, the only begotten Son, which is in the bosom of the Father, he hath declared him. You see what I'm saying? So when you look at Yahushua, you're looking at the Most High, basically. He's declaring the Most High. And no man has seen him at any time. See? Let's go back to John chapter 14. And verse 9. John 14 and 9. And I've turned on this red letter so that way y'all can see who's talking. John 14 and 9 says, Yahushua saith unto him, have I been so long time with you, and yet hast thou not known me, Philip? He that hath seen me hath seen the Father. And how sayest thou then, show us the Father? Like I said, he is a perfect representation. Remember, we went through the definition of what a theophany is, right? It's literally that representation. If the Most High is spirit, but he wants to show you in a physical form, that's what a theophany is. See what I'm saying? Let's get another one. Let's go to Hebrews chapter 1. Salaki, give me 1 second. Salaki. All right. Book of Hebrews chapter 1, verse 3. Who being the brightness of his glory and the express image of his person, and upholding all things by the word of his power, when he had by himself purged our sins, sat down on the right hand of the majesty on high. You see what I'm saying? He's a perfect image. He's a perfect example. He's the perfect figure that we're supposed to follow. Right? Let's get Hebrews chapter 5, verse 9. And being made perfect, he became the author of eternal salvation unto all them that obey him. You see what I'm saying? Called of God and high priest after the order of Melchizedek. I'm not going to get into that. Whole deeper topic too. You know what I'm saying? Whole deeper topic too. Let's see, but the order of Melchizedek, that goes deep. You see what I'm saying? Abraham knew the order of Melchizedek. We're under the order of Melchizedek right now. But like I said, I won't go that deep. Right? Let's get 1 Peter. No, I ain't going to get that. So I didn't write that down properly. So I don't even know what verse. I don't even know what chapter. Salaki. But Yahushua was a perfect example. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to Psalms 145 and verse 17. The Lord is righteous in all his ways and holy in all his works. Like I said, this is the example that we have. Yahushua is a perfect example of being made in the image of the Most High. And I'll show you, right? Let's keep going. Let's go to Philippians 2, verse 5 and 6. This is how we become that image. Philippians chapter 2, verse 5 says, let this mind be in you, which was also in Christ, who being in the form of God, thought it not robbery to be equal with God. I don't know how people take that verse. You know what I'm saying? What he's saying is Yahushua knew that he was not the same as the Most High. Okay? But let this mind be in you. What is the mind? They're on the same accord. Okay? They're on the same accord. And I'm going to show you. John chapter 17. John chapter 17, verse 21. 21 through 23. 23. Says, there we go. Turn on the red letter so you can see who's talking. John chapter 17, verse 21 says, that they all may be one, as thou, Father, art in me, and I in thee, that they also may be one in us, that the world may believe that thou hast sent me. Right? This is another one for y'all, Salaki. It's another one for y'all that would kill the Trinity doctrine. Because if Yahushua is one with the Father, and this equates to a Trinity, he also says for us to be one with them. So are we a part of the Trinity? You know what I mean? Verse 22, and the glory which thou gavest me, I have given them, that they may be one, even as we are one. That kills your Trinity right there. Yahushua didn't have his own glory until the Most High gave it to him. All right. I in them and thou in me, that they may be made perfect in one, and that and that the world may know that thou hast sent me and hast loved them as thou hast loved me. You see that? Yahushua is including us in everything. But we know that we don't receive glory, or we don't receive these types of things. Salaki. If it's not given to us, we don't receive nothing. You see what I'm saying? Like we gotta earn it, right? So we know we got to keep law, statutes, and commandments, have faith in Yahushua, so on and so forth, right? It's not just gonna come to us. If we are to be made in the Most High's likeness and in his image, that means we have to uphold a certain likeness and image. See what I'm saying? Let's get the book of Zechariah, chapter 12. And verse 8. Zechariah chapter 12, verse 8 says, in that day shall the Lord defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David. And the house of David shall be as God, as the angels of the Lord before them. See, a lot of our people think that we weak when we follow the Most High because they're not able to do whatever they want. Nah. Let's say the feeble ones will be as David. David was a monster. You know what I'm saying? David was a monster. And like I said, we have a certain image to uphold, right? How do we do this? How do we start to transform into this? Right? Let's get the book of Romans chapter 12 and verse 2. Says, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. This is how we start to transform, and this is how we start to show the image of the Most High, right? It says that our light has to shine. You can't be a wicked person and think that your light gonna shine. It's not happening. We have to walk. Like I said, some people think that they're weak because they follow the Most High, because they can't get drunk, smoke weed, sleep with a lot of women. You know what I'm saying? They angry, aggressive, and so on and so forth, right? So they think that the Most High gonna take their fun away. Nah, man. First of all, let's say that the Most High is a man of war. So he ain't gonna want no weak, cowardly men. And he definitely wants a delicate sister. You see what I'm saying? Like, we look at things all wrong and all backwards, man. And like I said, this is how it starts. The renewing of your mind. You know what I'm saying? Let's get Matthew chapter 5. And verse 48. Matthew chapter 5, verse 48 says, be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect. We have an example. Yahushua was the example of perfection. Like I said, he was the perfect image of the Most High. So we have an example. So when people act like you can't be perfect and stuff like that, that's a lie. Yahushua wouldn't even tell you to be perfect if you couldn't. See? Let's go to the book of 1 Peter. Verse 1, chapter 1. Like I said, I'm skipping some precepts because, you know, I don't want to just keep on beating the same thing. You know what I'm saying? I know my brother Debak will probably tell me, man, oh, well, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good. I'll skip through it. Okay. 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 15 and 16 says, but as he which hath called you is holy, so be ye holy in all manner of conversation, because it is written, be holy, select it. Be ye holy, for I am holy. You see, so this is the thing. I'm talking about an image, right? And I'm going through scriptures that's not showing you a physical appearance for you to be in the image and likeness of the Most High. You see what I'm saying? Look, the box show said it too. But yeah, I'm showing you the image and the likeness of the Most High without a physical appearance. You see what I'm saying? Let's go to Leviticus 19 and 2. Right? Matter of fact, I'll start at 1 so you get the context, right? So you understand who's speaking and what's going on. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto all the congregation of the children of Israel, and say unto them, Ye shall be holy, for I, the Lord your God, am holy. You know what I'm saying? He ain't say be buff. You know what I mean? Like he ain't say none of that. He ain't say go outside and get a tan neither. You know what I mean? He's telling you what the image of him is like. You see what I'm saying? Let's get the book of 1 John chapter 3. And verse 2. Right? Beloved, now are we the sons of God, and it doth not yet appear what we shall be. But we know that when he shall appear, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is. And what is that? You see what I'm saying? It's righteousness. So, like I said, being made in his image is deeper than a physical appearance. It has to do with our righteousness. You see? It's deeper than a physical appearance, man. Let's be honest. Let's say, I'll give you an example. Bob Marley. Bob Marley, when you read Revelation chapter 1, right? Bob Marley would be a good image to say, yup, Yahushua and the Most High look like him. Bob Marley was an Edomite. So it has to go beyond just a physical appearance. You see what I'm saying? Who else? Them twins, sister. Yeah, they Edomites. You know what I'm saying? Lauren London, Edomite. You see what I'm saying? So if you're just looking at just the physical appearance, you're going to be lost. You're going to be lost because it goes beyond just the physical appearance. A physical appearance is just our first inclination that they might be us. That's it. We don't know their bloodline, none of that. You see what I'm saying? So that's just the first inclination that they could be us. I think me, Elder Zab, Sergeant Mike Ali in Detroit, you know what I'm saying? We had this conversation one time with Elder Karab. And we was like, it's beyond just a physical appearance. Does your spirit bear witness? You see what I'm saying? Then you might be in the likeness of the Most High. You know what I mean? Let's get the book of Ephesians chapter 4. Book of Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 24 says, and that ye put on the new man, which after God is created in righteousness and true holiness. You see that? Paul ain't talking about no physical appearance. He's telling you what the image of the Most High is. He just told you. It's in righteousness and holiness. You see what I'm saying? Let's get the book of Colossians chapter 3 and verse 10. Which says, and have put on the new man, which is renewed in knowledge after the image of him that created him. You see that? It's not telling you physical aspects. It's telling you righteousness, knowledge, wisdom, following the Most High. It's telling you what the image is. See what I'm saying? Let's go to 2 Corinthians. 3 and verse 18. Right? It says, but we all, with open face, beholding as in a glass the glory of the Lord, are changed into the same image from glory to glory, even as by the Spirit of the Lord. See what I'm saying? Like I said, it's telling you. We just try to look at things so carnal, man. You know what I'm saying? We got to stop doing that. Even as Israel, man. We got to stop doing that. Even as Israel. When we're reading scriptures, when we're studying, so on and so on, when we're talking to people, if we're going out to teach on the streets, so on and so forth, we got to stop looking at things so carnal. Because it's way heavier than that. See? Let's go to 1 Corinthians 11 and 7. Yeah. All right. For a man indeed ought not to cover his head, for as much as he is the image and glory of God, but the woman is the glory of the man. This chapter actually goes very heavy, or heavier than brothers and sisters think, right? This is actually referring to a veil. Okay. So if a man wears a veil, he's covering the image of the Most High, right? The image and the glory. You're a representation and made in his image. Why are you covering it up like that? See what I'm saying? Sisters will cover their heads and stuff like that. You know what I mean? This has to do with our customs back in the day. So, of course, sisters should cover their head, you know what I mean, as they are a representation of their husband. You know what I mean? So, to do with their modesty and, you know what I mean, so on and so forth. So, in this chapter, I ain't even going to say just this chapter. In Corinth, they dealt with a lot. They dealt with a lot of fornication, and they dealt with a lot of lust and so on and so forth, right? This is why sisters would wear veils. So this is actually what this is talking about in 1 Corinthians 11. You know what I'm saying? Sisters will wear veils and cover themselves because there was a lot of lust and fornication and so on and so forth. This is why Paul was giving this ordinance to Corinth. Okay? I don't know how many of y'all knew that, but a little education for y'all. Okay? So this is why. But like I said, sisters cover their heads now. That is a custom and tradition for us. You know what I'm saying? So sisters should do that. But if you ever pay attention, like it's mentioning in that chapter, that a man shouldn't cover their head, right? When preaching and prophesying. If you ever pay attention to priests wears a hat a lot of times, or even at like Passover, he had this thing on his head with the shield of David on top of it. You see what I'm saying? But priest wasn't wrong, because this is not talking about just having something on your head. It was talking about a veil. Okay? Now, and I only got a couple more. So we understand that the image of the Most High really has to do with righteousness. You see what I'm saying? Let's actually show this real fast, right? Let's get the book of Ezekiel, chapter 1, and verse 26. Okay. Matter of fact, let me. Okay. Yep. Here we go. I'll start at verse 1 real fast, just to give y'all a look at what this is. Ezekiel chapter 1, verse 1 says, "Now it came to pass in the 30th year, in the 4th month, and 5th day of the month, as I was among the captives by the river of Chabar, that the heavens were opened, and I saw visions of God." Remember, like I said, ain't nobody seen the Most High, you know what I'm saying, face to face like that. These are visions. These are dreams. When the Most High comes to you, he comes in dreams and visions. This is how he speaks to us. See what I'm saying? We can't stand there in front of the Most High and have a conversation. That's not happening. You know what I'm saying? It's not happening. So it comes to us in dreams and visions and stuff like that. This is how he communicates with us. Or he sends like a messenger, a mediator, somebody else. You see what I'm saying? But it ain't never the Most High directly face to face. No. No. Okay? So this is what's happening. Ezekiel's getting visions and stuff like that. Right? Let's drop down to verse 26. Okay. It says, "And above the firmament that was over their heads was the likeness of a throne, as the appearance of sapphire stone. And upon the likeness of the throne was the likeness as the appearance of a man above upon it." This is your theophany. Right? So the Most High he'll use an image or representation for himself. So when you see this big brother above the throne, this is the likeness and the representation of the Most High. But is it actually him? No, that is the representation. All right? That's what I meant by theophany. It is the representation of him. So he puts this representation so that way this is how he's dealing with Ezekiel in his vision right now. You see that? Verse 27, "And I saw as the color of amber, as the appearance of fire round about within, from the appearance of his loins, even upward." So now we have a couple things. We have the appearance of a sapphire stone. We have the appearance of amber, like what you see in a fire. And then you have the appearance of fire from his loins up. You see what I mean by a representation? Because is the Most High just on fire? Right? And from the appearance of his loins, even downward. So up and downward is the appearance of fire. I saw as it were the appearance of fire, and it had brightness round about, as the appearance of the bow that is in the cloud in the day of rain. So even on top of these things, Ezekiel sees a rainbow. So was the appearance of the brightness round about, that was the appearance of the likeness of the glory of the Lord. And when I saw it, I fell upon my face, and I heard a voice of one that spake. You You see what I'm saying? So when he's getting this vision of the Most High, it's the form is the likeness of a person. But what else he sees is brightness, sapphire, fire, rainbow. You see what I'm saying? He sees glory, not just a person. You see what I'm saying? Not just a person. Has way more to do than that. See what I'm saying? Remember, like I said, Yahushua said that the Most High, the Father, is spirit. Remember, David says that the world can't contain the Most High. So it's not just a physical body. It's not just a person. That's not what it is. You see what I'm saying? So for us to be made in his image, it has to do with righteousness, not just the physical aspect. The physical aspect is just a representation. Okay? Let's get the book of Matthew chapter 5 and verse 16, and I'll end with that. Book of Matthew chapter 5, verse 16 says, "Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven." See that? So like I said, it's not physical. It's not really a physical thing. It's righteousness. Right? So if we are made in his image, it's going to have to do with righteousness. Yes, we are a chosen people. Yes, Judah, Israel, you know what I'm saying? So if we have a certain look, yeah. But really in the image of him is righteous. It's really what it is. See what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm gonna stop it right there. Lord's will, y'all was all edified. You know, hit the like and share button. You know what I'm saying? Tune in to LOI Detroit, LOI Colorado, Priest Class, Lions of Israel. You know what I mean? Donate if you can. I don't have a thing on here for donations for Colorado, but donate to them brothers, man, out there in Detroit. You know what I'm saying? Donate to the headquarters. You know what I mean? Detroit doing their thing, man. You know what I'm saying? So definitely donate to them brothers and sisters out there, man. Support them. You know what I mean? So, like I said, Lord's will, y'all was edified, man. And with that, Mike Olive from Colorado, I'll say shalom.
I wanna praise you, Yahweh. I wanna thank you, Yahweh. I'm so grateful, Yahweh. I wanna thank you, Yahweh.
For the promises. Life is a blessing and life is a lesson. Life is a setback and life is progression. Life is uneasy at times, life is comfortable. Life will lift you up and at times life will humble you. Life is a gift, you better thank the Lord for it. Every chance you get, someone is less fortunate. Life goes in circles, life throws you curveballs. Life can be deceiving like preachers in the church halls. Life isn't promised. If I could be honest, the fact that I'm alive, that time has me astonished. Cause I came from the underground, being tossed around, being lost and found. Now they adore the sound of the priest, far from a nuance. Verses are proverbs, written's are the new songs. Another song for the blocks and the avenues. Everything is plain, I don't speak to them in
I wanna
parables.
praise you, Yahweh.
I wanna praise you.
I wanna thank you, Yahweh. I'm so grateful,
I'm so grateful.
Yahweh. I wanna thank you, Yahweh.
For the promises. different eyes. Every Sunday got the preacher telling different lies. Hearing things that I really couldn't visualize. Should've listened, Big said you'd be hypnotized. I was a victim too, I say respectfully. They all up in the soup, don't know the recipe. Talking about I'm not who I was meant to be. Count me out, man, who made you the referee? Trying to get stripes, trying to cloud chase. At 19, I made an about face. Thanks to Christ, it's also about grace. And they lied when they said it ain't about race. But that's another song, I ain't the first to tell ya. Woke up on a deeper and a surface level. Learned the laws and the laws changed my attitude. And the song is to show you how a gratitude. I'm so grateful.
I wanna praise you, Yahweh. I wanna thank you, Yahweh. I'm so grateful,
We're so grateful.
Yahweh. I wanna thank you, Yahweh.
Now let it ride.
I wanna praise you. I wanna thank you.
I'm telling Babylon. I'm telling Babylon. I'm telling Babylon. You let everybody get a turn. When the angels come, I'ma scream, let her burn. You let everybody get a ride. Did you really think God was gonna let it slide? You let everybody get a turn. When the angels come, I'ma scream, let her burn. You let everybody get a ride. Did you really think God was gonna let it slide? Her name is Babylon, I call her Babs for short. She has a lot of lovers, she lets them pass her port. She has a love affair with every foreign nation. She has a favorite wine, its name is fornication. She has a purple robe, she has a pearly necklace. And if you worship Caesar, she'll give you worldly blessings. She's insatiable, she cannot hide her passion. Last week, somebody said she rides a dragon. I know it's crazy, but the question is, why she had to put a crown upon its 7 heads? And it's even deeper, I had to peep the madness. She made war with the saints that tried to keep commandments. And since she killed the righteous and won't let me be, when she burns, it won't be from an STD. Bodies everywhere, both man and beast. And on that day, the birds are gonna have a feast. You let everybody get a turn. When the angels come, I'ma scream, let her burn. You let everybody get a ride. Did you really think God was gonna let it slide? You let everybody get a turn. When the angels come, I'ma scream, let her burn. You let everybody get a ride. Did you really think God was gonna let it slide? Show me the finest girl, Babs is just as pretty. Her name is Babylon, the girl is such a mystery. Yeah, she's been that way since we were little kids. She nicknamed me Mark like I was 666. She said, you want my number? I said, you high as hell. She said, you need my number or you can't buy or sell. She said, take my number. I know that I can't make you, but I'm espoused to Christ and I'm staying faithful. Isaiah had a vision, he saw the elevation. Jesus preached the gospel, John had a revelation. Her lovers hated Babs, so they burned her up. What's upside down, the Lord could always turn it up. You let everybody get a turn. When the angels come, I'ma scream, let her burn. You let everybody get a ride. Did you really think God was gonna let it slide? You let everybody get a turn. When the angels come, I'ma scream, let her burn. You let everybody get a ride. Did you really think God was gonna let it slide? I'm telling Babylon. I'm telling Babylon. I'm telling Babylon.